In the darkness of the night, we send our dreams to the stars, leaving Earth behind, searching for life. Wonder if there are aliens in their cars, floating through this cosmic sea. Are we alone or just a mystery? Searching the cosmos, seeking the truth. All of our voices echo to the moon. Alien life, tales of the youth. Together we'll dance to the celestial tune. Galaxies swirl in an endless dance, messages whispered, caught in the winds. The universe spurs our wild romance. In this quest, a new chapter begins. Eyes are watching from afar. Will we find them, or are they just a scar? Searching the cosmos, seeking the truth. All of our voices echo to the moon. Alien life, tales of the youth. Together we'll dance to the celestial tune. The galaxies swirl in an endless dance, messages whispered, caught in the winds. The universe spurs our wild romance. In this quest, a new chapter begins. Eyes are watching from afar. Will we find them, or are they just a scar? Searching the cosmos, seeking the truth. All of our voices echo to the moon. Alien life, tales of the youth. Together we'll dance to the celestial tune. So we'll travel, we'll dare to explore. In the silence of space we'll find so much more. We'll find so much more.
So, what did you think?
That was really cool.
Did you like that? Did you? Now, the reason it's so long is so as everybody would come into the chat. So we've got 12 people watching us right now. So see. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are joined tonight by an amazing panel. We have Lewis all the way from sunny Spain, which is what, 22 Celsius there.
Yeah.
We are also joined by Jenny from Emerald Isles Paranormal Researchers tonight, because we had to get her on to get her aspect from the UFOs on the moon. We're also joined by Papa Joey and Keith from, what is it, Tabs All About Out There and All About Beer, man. Come on, have you got your drink tonight? Have you got your beverages? Have we all got our beverages?
Well,
Lewis is the odd one. Oh no, he's got one, yay!
Wow.
So it's a UFO show. We're talking about the moon. We're talking about so many different things tonight. Who wants to start off the show? Lewis, how are you?
So it's me.
Oh, come on. It's a bit.
What to speak about, really? Yeah, I've got a few things tonight to show you, some pictures and some videos.
Well, there was a demand. There was a demand for you to come back, Lewis. There was a lot of people wanted you back because they want to see these pictures. Because some of the pictures are absolutely amazing. I had to get Jenny on, because Jenny is an expert when it comes to like the paranormal side of stuff. She can tell with shadows and she can tell with light anomalies. It's quite interesting because the last show that we did, It was quite interesting with the last show we did because you were talking about how it was like the shadow in the moon, and now I think it was like a glass, and maybe somebody was looking out, and it was like magnified.
Right.
You see. So
Yeah.
So that's what I actually think that is. I think it's a wee green dude or purple dude or whatever colour it is. I don't have a clue, but it's interesting, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I tell you what, let's get the straight off the ground. Let's do some pictures straight away. Show us something amazing, Lewis. Come on, take us into this twilight zone.
No pressure.
You see some real UFOs tonight, real ones.
Yes.
Although the image quality is not the best. Well, it's not the best, but it's.
We'll up picture in. We'll get you up in the Elon Musk rocket. We'll send you up now.
Well, at the end of this week, end of this week, Friday, potentially Monday, I'm buying a telescope. I'm going to spend about £2,000 on the telescope, and I'm going to get an extremely good scope to be able to zoom very close to the moon. So, yeah, then we'll get some proper close footage. Let me find this quickly.
We're in here anticipation. You were showing us before the show. Can I imagine something wrong with your computer and then we couldn't see that?
Right, here we go.
So for us Yanks, that's about $2,500, right?
Oh, it's more than that. It's probably more than that. I don't know. I would need to ask my Alexa device. Jen, what's £2,000 in dollars?
I shall tell you now. 1 second.
The human calculator.
Okay. Okay.
Also share audio.
In dollars, it's $2,524.69.
That's good.
That wasn't far off.
So I'm just going to bring this up for you at the stage. So there you go. Let's see. I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll give you full layout, okay? So that'll make it bigger for you.
Okay. So this is how does it look clear from there?
It looks quite clear, yeah.
So this is the first UFO. There's no sound at the moment. I could put sound, but unless you want to hear sound, but there's nothing. So basically, this is the typical Mexican hat UFO. You can see the shape of it, and it curves around there, and then obviously there's the top hat part of it there. Sorry about it. Every time I go over there, it goes press play. But yeah, let me press play. So yeah, there's like. Oh.
I mean, you can clearly see that as man-made. Well, no man-made. It might be something.
So it's sitting in the crater. It's hard. It's a little bit blurry, but that specific crater, it was there one day and then it was gone the next day. So I know for a fact it's a UFO, because why would it be there and disappear? You know, it's like 1 minute there's a crater and then there's the UFO. So
it has a weird odd shape in it. I mean, I wonder how big that crater is. How big would you say that crater was?
Well, it's next to the base, which is behind it, and that base is pretty big. Well, I think I showed you last time. There's a massive base there, and that's huge. So this must be. I'm guessing it's got to be around. I'd say maybe. God, it could be like 1,000 foot wide.
Wow.
It's a massive craft. Put it that way. It's a huge craft. That. I don't know what that is, but it's just strange, that one. And then let's keep going. That's the camera I took it with, which is the P900, and that's got it's got a 2,000mm zoom on it, which is pretty good. And then there's just a couple other little bits, but there you can see it. I don't know if you can see it clearer. It's more detailed from that zoomed out perspective. No. What else?
It's weird shape, and it kind of looks like, and again, this has got to sound stupid. You ever take a teaspoon and cut off like a wee bit?
Yeah.
It does have that, because you can actually see how it's 3D, can't you? You can actually see it goes down.
Yeah.
And then it's casting a shadow.
It goes down, and then it's like there's the sort of central part above the sort of top hat part. And then it goes around, like round here, it's like shiny. where it's, and then there's something at the back of it, but I don't know if that's like a camouflage or something, because it's sort of like what I don't know. It's hard. It's a shame. If I'd had a more powerful telescope at the time, then I would have got a far better image, and it would have been clearly visible. But all kinds of things used to happen when something like this was on the moon, or I'd see other objects. The skies would just cloud up straight away. I'd be like looking, and then all of a sudden clouds come from nowhere and just cover the sky. And it always used to happen when I was trying to get footage. Always.
I've noticed something odd, and I don't know what it is. It's like, have you noticed with modern mobile phones now, like modern smartphones, if you're looking at something far away and you're like, oh, that's an amazing picture of the mountains or something like that, and you think to yourself, that's a brilliant lens it's on that, right? So you're taking so like my iPhone, for instance, right? So I was zooming up to the mountains the other day with the snows on the top, and it was beautiful, right? And then I seen something in the distance that it looked weird. It was just moving through the sky, and it was just like, it looked like a grainy rice moving through the sky really slow. So I held up my camera to zoom in, the iPhone Pro, to zoom in, and it went all fuzzy. So as if something was built in
to stop.
To the phone.
Yeah. Oh, right. Yeah. That.
It's like
definitely.
some type of software.
It is. That's happened to me so many times. Looking at the sky and trying to pick an object, and it just started going blurry. And I'm trying to focus, and it just wouldn't focus.
Yeah.
It's like, that's the software that does that. They don't want certain things being picked up.
Because it's weird, because I'm next to Glasgow Airport, right? And I was watching the planes coming in the other day, and I was zooming right up to underneath the bellies of the plane. And there was one of those new planes, the big, is it the new jumbos, the ones I'm talking about? Mm-hmm. And I was watching the chemtrails coming out the back, and it was absolutely fine. But when I tried to focus it on that wee grainy rice looking thing, it was funny. It was like a cylinder. It looked like a cigar tube. That's what it looked like.
I was in Leytonstone, where I used to live in Leytonstone. If you know where that is, probably not. It was sort of South London, and I looked out the window one time, and I looked in the sky, and there was a silver ball, like a big, like the one that they've showed this, like blue, the blue ball they've showed at the airport. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And there was a silver ball, and it was just literally stuck up in the sky. And I got that camera that you see there, and I was trying to zoom into it. It was so hard to find it because it was such a small ball. But I could see it, and it was just staying in the same position. It was there for about 25 minutes. Yeah. And then when I managed to get my camera on it, it just disappeared. I couldn't catch it. But it was like whatever they use, they must have. It must be either government technology. I'm not saying that all of them are just aliens, but it must be some kind of government technology as well they use to sort of I don't know, fly about and monitor stuff, But because they've obviously mastered anti-gravity and all that, they tell us they haven't, and it's a load of rubbish. Well, we know they've got all that stuff, man.
Well, it's interesting because Jenny, actually, and this is why I wanted Jenny on tonight, actually, too. You had an experience, didn't you, Jenny? Can you tell us about your UFO experience?
I did. And I'm going to say, what did I do now? What did I do?
You've been a bad person, Jenny.
I'm just sitting here quiet in the corner. When my name's called out, I think I'm in trouble. This is going back when I was a teenager. And I'm going to make a very long story Irish short, which is not real.
3:30 in the morning. We're still here.
Not real. I was in my friend's house one night. I was about 14 years of age. I was in my friend's house, which is about 5 minutes away from my own home. It was a November night. The sky was just beautiful. No clouds in the sky, nothing. Just a beautiful November night with a lot of stars. And it was unusual for living in the town, And my brother's friend was walking up my garden. It's a long garden. And for some reason, I don't know why, I put my hand on my friend's shoulder and I said, "What's that up there?" For no reason, because I've seen nothing. Why I did it, I have no idea. And I know this is going to sound like a movie. It's going to sound crazy. And I wish with all the AI they're doing, I wish they could have a projector in our brains that we could project the story that we're telling so you can see exactly what I'm talking about. It will happen. And so anyway, went in. Oh, he started singing, it's the Banshees. And I said, "Don't say that." I know, right? So we get into the house, and I said to my sister, there's something outside. And she goes, okay, let me see. So she looked out the window. We live on a main road, and across the road, there's an unused factory we used to play in. So there's nobody in it. And there's hedges along the side of the road. It's just a main road. And then she said, right, everyone, come in, close the curtains, whatever. Close the curtains, put TV on for the younger kids and whatnot. And I say younger kids, same age as me, but they just weren't as advanced as I was. Sorry, if you're watching. And so friends and family started coming over to the house to stand at the front door. We were getting a porch built at the time, so it wasn't completed. Standing and looking out to our left over across the road above this unused factory. So my sister, two of her friends, one of the friend's mum machine had been turned off that night. The other friend's father had passed away a day prior, and our brother-in-law brother had passed away that week. So there's three of them. So now when we looked at these, we're standing looking at them. They could have been, if they came to the ground, they would have been about 60 feet. And I always said they looked like Halley's Comet. And they went into a round, like just a round head, and off into a tail. There was three of them. Two would be here and one would be here. And they'd swim up and down. You can see them. When they go up, they go missing. They come back down. You see them, obviously. They go up, they go missing. Then there's one this side and two this side. And they do the same thing for about an hour and a half. We're looking at these and they are huge. And then my sister was driving home from work that night and she said there was something following her in the car. She didn't believe in anything like that. And then so I have to tell my dog to stop it because I know my dog is going to mount the other dog and you don't want to see that on air.
There's dogs in heat, by the way. I just want to tell you that.
No, they're all muted. They're all muted. Sasha. Hold on. Sasha. She's a floozy. So
aliens is listening to this. It's okay.
Oh, my face is red. So then we're all standing outside watching this, and I was that child that would think differently than the others. The rest were just lovely kids, brother and sisters, and I was just different. There's 11 in my family. There has to be one, and I took that role. Also, my blood type is Rhesus O negative, so I knew I was different. I knew I was a little different. That sounds great. Even though I have my twin, she has a different blood type to me, so I was that different child growing up.
That's interesting, though.
I'm Rhesus O. I always told them I was special, but they wouldn't believe me until we got my blood results, and I'm a Rhesus O negative.
That is weird. That how can twins have different blood? Because I thought twins were meant to have the same.
I know. I don't know.
That's because she was abducted.
Changed
the blood type.
Probably. I am the chosen one. I don't know. So we were standing outside and we were all looking. Now, if you blinked, you would have missed this. You would have missed it. And this just showed that they could see us as well. And I know it sounds crazy. One shot down, went through the bushes, the hedge, big long road hedge. You could see the light going through the hedge and shot back up into the sky. It was down, over, and up. There was adults, men, pulling me behind to get into the house. We stood there. We stood there. We screamed. I was in. My friend whose parent passed away that night gave me a brown paper bag to breathe in because I know what I know and I know what I've seen. And it sounds like a movie. And I wish.
Yeah. And
someone asked me, what color were they? What color was it? And I said it was like a cigarette gray. Cigarette gray. It wasn't white. It wasn't gray. It was like a smoky gray color. And when it came down, and the reason why I know the height, what the approx height of them was when they came down, went through the hedge. It was about 60 foot long. You could see it. It would be over you, and it just was round. And I used to draw pictures of them. So just round into a head and went off into a tail, and three of them. And I know it sounds crazy, and I would take a polygraph test. I'm very sure, and what I seen, I would take a polygraph test.
it wouldn't be ball lightning, because ball
No,
lightning kind of
no.
just floats about. Then that ball lightning's been witnessed; it just floats about.
Yeah.
It must have been something else. I mean, that's crazy, that, isn't it?
Only one of them shot down, went through the hedge, because we were like, no. We had to pick my mum up from work, and we were like, no, definitely not. To prove us, to say, F you, you can't get this in a light, came down, crossed the hedge and back up, as if to say, what you're seeing is real. And it carried with me forever. And I remember my sister said to me, oh, she came downstairs. Oh, it was just, I was listening to the radio from Dublin, and it was just a light show that we're doing. You know, you and I would know light shows, and they're just like the Hollywood lights, you know. I'm 50 minutes to an hour away from Dublin, and I know these lights can be powerful, but this was above the factory, above my house. I lived in a corner house on the main road, and I when I was younger, the funny thing is, when I was younger, and we were like, there was 11 of us, like you know, the Waltons, and we'd have bunk beds. So I'm in the top bunk. I don't know what age I was, below 10, something like that. And I'd open my curtains to look out the window, and then I looked up to the sky, and I said to myself, no, I'm going to close it, because if I look up and if I see them, they'll know I'm looking out my window, and then they'll know that I know, and I know that they know that I'm looking out my window. I was a weird little child. That, you know, and we didn't have internet, you know. I'm not giving away my age. We like dial internet. We didn't have internet that we could look this up. We didn't have a mobile phone. That's making me like black and white TV days.
Tuning in the big radio with a big valve.
We didn't have any of that to look up. It was just that in me, that I knew they were looking at me, and I didn't want to draw attention to myself.
There's obviously some type of would you call it, residual memory. Yeah, thank you for that, Flowers. Thank you for the $7.99 super sticker. Thank you for that. I mean, it just shows you there must be. It makes you wonder: was there any lost time when you witnessed this? See, I want to know this. Was there any lost time?
I would say no. I would say no. I remember everything from like whatever age I am now. I remember everything. I have a memory of an elephant. I remember going out with my twin and friends, and they always call me the fear, because I'd remember everything the next day. Let's ring up the fear and find out what we did last night and what we didn't do. I would remember everything. So we put Jenny on the phone as the fear. And then only when they come round, they say, like, oh, okay, we'll ring Jenny, see how many tables we were dancing on. But I remember everything. So there was no time lapse at all. No time lapse. I was just very in tune with it, and I knew. And the other siblings were happy to watch TV and so on. And it was me out with the adults looking at these in the sky. And it was, wow.
Do you know?
Okay. Go on.
Oh no, you go, let's no, please, you go first.
I was going to say, my friend's dad, he got abducted when he was young, really young. I think he was about maybe 5 or 6 years old, and he was in his garden, and he was looking up, and he see in the sky, he see like a white light, and he swears by it. He says there's no reason for him to lie. You see this white light, and it just sort of like flew around, and then the next thing, he like fell unconscious, and then he woke up, and he was in a craft floating above Earth, and was looking out of a porthole, kind of like a window kind of thing, not a porthole, not like a porthole, but a window, looking down at the Earth, at the planet from above. And he said, I don't know, it didn't really give much detail on the account, but he said the next thing he was back in the garden again, because he was just playing on his own. And ever since that day forward, he had this weird gift where he could see people from the side, from an angle, and he could tell if they were going to die. So he'd see like this black energy emitting from them, and he'd always tell them, you need to go to the doctors and go and get checked up. And every single time he'd done, these people would be like, had like a severe illness, or they were like literally months away from dying and stuff. I don't know if that's anything to do.
Hope I don't bump into him in the street.
Yeah, no, I know he's passed away now, unfortunately. No, he sweared by it. He wouldn't. There's no reason for him to lie about it. And it took him a lot to even tell me. He's not told no one else. He was like, this is my friend's dad. He was like in his 70s. He wouldn't tell anyone about it because he thought that they would think he's weird, you know. But for me, he would tell me because he knows how open I am about UFOs and all that kind of stuff. And he always used to show me stuff like, the Discovery Channel would show me this and that about, like, you know, ancient aliens. He used to love all that stuff. So, but anyway, yeah, I was going to show you another thing in a minute.
Oh, show us some. It's interesting. I actually witnessed a UFO, and I thought I deleted it. Lewis showed it before the start of the show,
I've got
and
the
that
video
was
as
weird.
well somewhere. Yeah, I'm going to show you that.
I need
to find the video. I've got the video somewhere.
I just keep the video now, but it was weird because that was one of the weirdest things I've ever experienced in my life. Well, I wouldn't say it was one of the weirdest things, but I was up the back in the hills behind my house. Beautiful scenery, right? Beautiful scenery. And I was just wandering about, and they just built a new mobile phone mast, right?
Aye.
And I thought, the gate was open. I thought, I'm going to go in there and look at it all because it was all shiny buttons and stuff like that. And they left the gate open. So I'm standing right next to it, and I could feel myself tingling. I was probably getting radiation treatment or something. I shouldn't have been standing. There was a big sign that said,
you feared it, didn't you?
I shouldn't have maybe went in. Maybe that's why I've got problems now. I don't know. But I went in and it was kind of like tingly. And I was like, well, this feels weird in here. And then when I walked out the gate, I looked through and I could see it was weird because it was like half a triangle. It was weird. It was just floating over the top of the wind turbines. It was just, and you're not allowed to fly over wind turbines. It's illegal. It's a certain height. No, I was just sitting on top of the wind turbines.
You rang me up. He was like, "Oh my god,
I know.
Lou, oh my god," and he was going crazy. "Oh my god, I've just seen this craft. Oh my god."
I know. But the weird thing was when I looked, and then I turned away, and I looked again. I couldn't see it again. It just like disappeared. But I was still using my phone, and I looked at the screen, and on my screen you could see it going along. But when I looked with my eyes, I couldn't see nothing. And I looked at that, I couldn't see nothing.
Wow.
I looked at that, I couldn't see nothing. And then I sent the footage to Lewis, and he fiddled about with it, changed the contrast and all that, and there was more than one there.
I tried to actually. You can share the screen now. I tried to. This is from a video, so I've just taken a screenshot. But basically, these two objects, you can see them.
The one at the left, the is the one that I could see, but I didn't see the one at the right. It wasn't there.
Yeah, they were massive as well. And the thing is, I was looking at these. You can't make out that well. It looks a little bit blurry. But the thing is, from the footage, I took a base point from the ground. I made a line. I actually drew a line straight to this craft, and then I let the film play along to make sure that these objects here weren't traveling at the same speed as the clouds.
Yeah.
Because if it would just say that they're clouds.
Right.
But this object was traveling far quicker across the sky than these clouds here.
Okay.
So and actually, I think this one stayed in the same position, whereas this one was moving across. I'd have to dig for the actual video that I've got,
I can actually say that that's quite far away. They must have been quite big. And the reason I say that, see the kind of white building in between.
Yeah.
That's a biomass power station. That's a biomass. So it chops the wood up and they make electricity out of it. But they were past that.
Yeah.
Right, they were past that. They were probably about 8 miles away, and they must have been huge.
And literally, you couldn't even see these until I changed the contrast and the exposure, and I think I put it in a slight infrared inversion and stuff, and it brought them out. Apart from that, I couldn't see them, but they do. It was very strange, and the fact that they were moving. One was stood still, and one was. I'm pretty sure this one was stood still, and this one moved across the sky quick, faster than any of the clouds were moving. And it was just very strange.
I'm just going to say something at 28, nearly 2:20, 29 minutes into this, I just heard somebody whisper there. Did you hear that?
I think my microphone was unmuted at the time.
You know, it was, and I'm going to say this now, it was a woman's voice, and you went, "I was up in this area." That's what it sounded
What's
like.
that? That's what I heard. What's that about?
Did you hear that? Did you hear that? It was at
Yeah.
29. It was 29. I don't know if anybody else in the chat.
What?
heard
That's
that.
what I
It was
thought.
It was like,
I'll write it down and I'll fascinate.
I definitely heard that as well because I was like, "Who's that?" I honestly heard that because when you said the same
Irish
thing,
twang here, which I thought was a wee bit.
It was what?
It was a wee bit of an Irish twang.
It could have been me muting my microphone because I'm telling the dogs you ought to get it. Go into bed or go into your other bed.
No. It wasn't like that. It was like it was like as if somebody was speaking some weird language.
Like our accent, our language is weird.
It was weird. It was a female. I'm sure it was a female. I'm sure it was because the way it was spoken. You heard that, Lewis? Did you not hear that?
I heard. So, yeah, I heard. I heard the speaking. But I'm sharing some more here, guys. If you want some more
at the stage.
There we go. So this is. These are actually some pyramids I managed to catch on the moon, and I know it looks it's a bit hard to see them, but these pyramids here, you can see like the pyramid shape. They've actually got gold tops to them. You know, like they used to have gold. Oh, hang on, why is that froze? What's going on with this? Oh, we go. So, see that? See these little gold bits? I know it doesn't. They've all got gold tips to them.
Yeah.
It might just be. It might be something to do with the light, but they look like pyramids. I'm not saying they are pyramids, but they do look like pyramids. And I showed my friend, and he's like, "Yeah, there definitely are pyramids on the moon because his name's Moon Man, and he's on TikTok, and he uploads. He's got a good telescope, so he said, yeah, he's seen these before. So that kind of verifies that there is pyramids there, but I'm not saying it is them or not. Right, one more thing before we go. Oh, I'll stop sharing for 2 seconds. Let me get this other stuff up.
That was weird. That voice. I've heard it somewhere before. That was just strange. That.
Right, so this is a good one. This is really good actually. This is an antenna, right? So this is antennas on the moon. Right, where are we? So I've got so many pages. I need to lessen the amount. I'm my own worst enemy when I open too many tabs. Right, okay.
If you want to bring it up, I'll add you.
Right, here we go. Just present, share screen, share applications. No, entire screen. Right, here we go. So this is an antenna. Right. So if you can see the shadow coming from this is the antenna here, right? How clear can you see that, or do I need to zoom in?
Looks like a Mercedes badge, doesn't it?
Right. So
it does.
Imagine there's an antenna, right? It's facing directly towards the Earth, right? So it's going to be pointing directly upwards, and it's like a dipole antenna. So it's got a big long pole to the center. This is the shadow of the pole. See it there, yeah? You see what I'm showing?
Yes.
And then at the top, there's like a crosshair, right, across there. And then there's another little point at the top of that.
Yes.
Right? See that? That's from the shadow. So that just proves that this imagine this actual crater is not a crater. It's actually the base of the dish. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And that's why these craters are hexagonal, right? They're hexagonal in shape because they're actually antenna systems. So I'll play the video and you can see.
It's like what do you call it? It's like all the craters on the moon are seemingly the same depth for some weird reason.
Yeah,
I know, right?
The moon is
There's something odd about that whole shadow.
Isn't it? I don't understand the whole shadow thing.
Yeah.
I'm going to reshare.
It looks like it's something that's lifted above the ground and it's got a shadow underneath it before that.
If that was the dish, it would cast a shadow like that, though.
Yeah, because the shadow's like on the wrong side of.
Yeah.
Right. So we're back in. Yeah. Can you see?
Yes.
So obviously the shadow's this side. The shadow's so the sun's going that way, and then obviously there's the antenna and the shadow's going the same direction as the shadow would be down here.
Yes, that big big mass there at the bottom that just doesn't kind of make sense.
Yeah.
Exactly. Wow.
Yeah, that's weird.
Isn't it now?
That's from a different angle. but it's still the same. You can see the antenna. You can see it pointing upwards. Yeah, and imagine like Jesus Christ on a statue with his arms wide open.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly. Now, so it kind of like, why do they have Jesus with his arms out? Just kind of, I know, obviously, like on a big, massive statue, it kind of looks like an antenna. If you was to get a reflection of it, it looks similar to what an antenna looks like.
Right.
Maybe it was a sign to look up towards. Maybe, I don't know. Who knows?
It's weird. I'm going to say that. I know it's weird.
Mhm.
Right, let's keep going. And there you go. There's the actual shadow close up. You can see
That's
it. Like,
a little
from
crazy.
there
That's
to there,
amazing.
and that's the actual center of that's the center of that piece there. So it's right there. It's like.
Do you know that looks like a hill? It looks like a hill. It's a replica. What I think it looks like a replica. And you know when people say, and I'm going to say it, and I know people won't like it, but I'm going to bloody say it. It's when people are saying, is Jesus real, or is our creator aliens?
Yeah.
And so this is the crucifix. This is the hill where Jesus was, and so on and so on, and crucified. And I'm not saying that's real. I'm just saying what people say. And I know I'm thinking, Jesus, do you have a point there? Not Jesus, like, do you have a point there?
I'm gonna play this a little bit longer. Hang on.
In order to cast a shadow that big, wouldn't the light have to be coming from underneath it?
It's coming from the side, so
Yeah.
it's this angle is so that the sun's like it's coming that direction and it's hitting that, and because obviously that's way above the crater. This is going to be from the height of that. You got to think that's probably like at least I don't know, maybe 100 feet tall.
Yeah, maybe probably more. Because
or
how
maybe,
big is that crater? I mean, if that crater,
maybe it's not 100. Maybe it's not 100 feet. It might be 40 feet tall or 50 feet tall. Yeah, how high is the crater actually? You've got to put that into consideration. So say it's 100 feet tall, then you're going to get a shadow like that. Yeah, but you can see this clearly an antenna. It is an antenna. I've looked in different images as well.
Out of curiosity, Lewis, what's going to keep it on that now? Go and move your mouse to like the 3 o'clock position.
3 o'clock. What, over here?
Aye. What's just go up a wee bit. What's that kind of triangular thing with the dots? Can you just see it?
Triangular thing with what? This?
No. Move up the way. Keep going. Yeah. Keep going. Right there. You know, see the triangle there with the 3 dots.
God bless your eyesight, Chris.
Oh, I see above it.
Oh,
it's
yes.
a perfect triangle.
3D.
Aye, it's perfect triangle.
What, there, you mean? That?
Aye, it's a perfect triangle. And it's got 3 dots on it.
Oh, yeah. 1, 2, 3, yeah. Strange. This as well. There's another thing here that's got some shiny surface to it. I don't know what that is. It's almost like I don't know. There's something here as well, which is perfectly circular. You can see that there's like a white circle here. See the circle is like white, and then there's like these sort of steps going down. I don't know. There's so many things. The more you look at it, and if you actually squint your eyes and look at it, you can see a lot more details come out of it. And then there's these 2 little like things coming out of here. I don't know what these are. I don't know. Right.
It's weird, that, isn't it? It's weird.
Yeah.
Because it's the more I look at that triangle, I can see that triangle.
Oh, you want to see some of the stuff some of the stuff that I do have and I've seen. It literally is groundbreaking pictures. Like you'd be like, I need to. There's a guy called. Let me just get off this now. Anyway, there's a guy called John Lee.
The aliens took him.
There's a John Lennon Watson, I think his name is John Lennon Watson on YouTube, and he dedicated what he does basically in trying to get as close to the moon as possible.
I think I've seen
some of the footage that he has got. You can see smoke coming from chimneys on the moon surface. Little smoke.
I've seen that.
It's unbelievable what he's managed to capture, and that's where I found that antenna from his stuff.
Actually, I can't know what you're talking about.
Hidden?
Excuse me just a minute. You don't mind. I'll be right back.
Okay. Why are so many things hidden from the moon? Like, if Lewis, you're finding out a lot of more stuff about the moon, and I have to say, there's a controversy over it whether they landed on the moon or not. And who was there to take the picture when the first person landed on the moon is putting the American flag in? Who done it?
I don't think they've landed on the moon because it's an alien base. And if you go and try and land on an alien base, they ain't going to let you on the base.
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
and I think that's why that they, or not only just that, there's quite a few reasons to why they can't get to the moon. Or they can get to the moon with crafts, but one of the main reasons is there is the magnetics, right? So you've got the polarities north and south. I've said this before. It's just common sense. On Earth, you need a north and a south to have an electrical circuit working. Yes. So in order for you to be out of space, you need to have some kind of a magnetic field, which is created from having a torus field. And to get the torus field, you need to have either a nuclear reaction happening and a little mini nuclear reactor. Right, so you can't be around that nuclear reactor because it gives off a shitload of, or you could, potentially you could, if you had it shielded, right? So what they do is they put shielded reactors in these little space probes and send them out into outer space. And they have got photos from all these different planets, which you can see, you can go and look at. But by getting to the moon, you need to be on the craft with that. So, and also I think the Van Allen radiation belts and all that kind of jazz prevents people from going on a normal spacecraft. But if you was in a UFO, which had the anti-gravity systems and created its own gravitational bubble, it would block all that out because you've got a system in place that can bypass that.
It's like NASA when NASA say that they lost the technology to go back to the moon. They didn't have it in the first place. They didn't have it in the first place. They had some props made out of cardboard and some tinfoil, but somehow I don't think that would help them if they go back to the moon with that. You know, is there something else you want to share, Lewis? I'll bring it up.
Yeah, there is, man. There's the other crafts that I've got a couple photos.
I'll make that bigger for you.
There's 3 of them.
There's that's not actually a craft. That's like a little like a building almost. I don't know. I've seen it before. But that's definitely a craft, and you was talking about that craft with the wispy back. I don't know. It's
It's like Star Trek, doesn't it? It's kind of like one of the Star Trek.
See this colour?
The
colour of the trail is exactly with the colour that I'd seen. That's exactly the colour that I'd seen. Yeah, and like I said, it looks like it's round and goes into a tail.
Yeah, there's like a tail there, and
that's exactly what I seen. Yeah. Oh, there was something as well. I don't want to interrupt you. There was something that I seen on. Now, sorry, I don't want to interrupt you. I'll tell you after.
That's all right. You can go for it.
Go for it.
I was watching. Well, this is on TikTok, and you get most of your news now these days on TikTok. And there was this thing that there was in America. There was 2 news reporters, and they were filming pictures of the skylight, behind them, and then there was hundreds of these things coming through. And I stopped for 1 second, and remember, Chris, I mailed you, and I said, my God. And I mailed another friend of mine and another friend, and I said, this is what I seen. This is exactly what I had seen. And they moved the same way. They swam around each other the same way as I'd seen. And I never in all of my years, have I ever seen a video like what I saw in front of me.
Yeah. What's really curious about that, Jenny, is it sounds like a scene from a sex ed video. You know what I mean? I don't know if that has meaning to it or not.
Oh God! Take me, aliens! Take me now!
Right, so this is another craft, but you can't really make it out because I didn't get a good photo. But you can see the front of it there. I've showed before, and it curves around here, and it goes the same that side, so it's like almost symmetrical as it goes around. This is the underside of it, and there's like the front of it, basically.
Yeah.
And then there's just like and it's almost camouflage. It's got like a white top to it, so it's camouflage to the moon's surface. And you would want to be camouflage if you've landed on the moon's surface, wouldn't you? Whereas this one, I don't know why. I think maybe this was more towards the dark side, the edge of the moon. So it doesn't really matter if it's it's never really it's never really exposed. It's more sort of always in the shadows, unless you see the moon at a certain crescent. But when the moon's at a certain crescent, you usually get a lot of cloud in the sky, as I said before, which always seems to be the problem. So you can't capture these things.
That kind of one, the one with the tail, kind of gives me the heebie-jeebies. It's kind of like a memory that has been, like, I want to see it, but I kind of don't want to see it at the same time.
Yeah.
In a way, it just looks like a load of smoke. But then you would say to yourself, why would there be smoke on the moon if the moon's not getting any atmosphere? Right. If you think about it,
the fact that you can see underneath it as well, the shadow.
See, what I wonder is it because that thing is actually going in a circle, and because of the speed of it, when you take a picture, it's spinning, but you're catching, because you've got one real prominent white dot, and then it's kind of it's going in a clockwise type of a circle.
I'd love to. Let me adjust this quickly.
I'll tell you something new.
Now you can see. Now you're going to see.
Interesting. Look at that.
So now you can properly see the front of the craft. This is why I'm saying this is a craft here. That is. It looks like a craft. It just
that's mad looking.
Got something in front of it. And then let's turn the let's try and.
God, if you look at the crater, you can see an image there, but I think that's that Pareidolia. What do you call it? It looks like an alien face. Aye, it looks like an alien face, doesn't it? And the crater.
Aye, it does, yeah.
It's got the funny looking dark eyes and all.
Pareidolia.
Pareidolia. I had to say it. I couldn't help myself.
How do I reset this? Okay. But yeah, it's interesting. I'm going to show you some more in a second, but I'm just going to... Oh, actually, no, what I'll do is I'll show you this one now. We've got... Oh, this is just, I don't know. That's the wrong one. Where is it? Oh yeah, this one's brilliant. This is the one that a friend of mine, captured this in the UK, and I made a video on it asking his permission, and I've compared it.
Oh, aye.
That is so cool.
That is cool.
Oh my God. You would be very afraid or skeptical of what they're putting out there with devices that they have.
Right.
Or what do they call it? The blue something? What's it called? Oh, I forget the name of it.
That's sort of
But you'd be very afraid or skeptical to say, are we going to, say, right, 110% this is a UFO?
Yeah, I can say for a fact that this is 100% UFO. The reason why I can say this for a fact is because the shape of it's a massive giveaway. Secondly, I've seen these before. I've actually witnessed one with my own eyes, but I've witnessed a lot of videos on like before all this sort of AI stuff came out, and the plasma that they give off.
Okay.
It's a dead giveaway. Now, I've actually, if you went a bit further in the video, I've actually shown that this video corresponds to some architecture on the planet we've got that the ancients have left behind, which sort of correlates with UFOs. So you're going to see it now. I'll play it, and then you'll be like, "Oh yeah, there we go." Ready? So this is some of the buildings.
Okay, right here.
So you'll see after this is an even better example. See that? You see this? See these sort of points and stuff. Now it gets even better because the next picture I put up is a dead giveaway.
That's very, very, very.
That's it's uncanny. You can't. Why would they want to put? Why would they put a fake UFO or make a video with a fake UFO with that architecture on top of it? And they could do, but
yeah.
But no, that's definitely real. It's definitely real.
To have.
Where you go, Jenny?
Oh no, sorry. To have someone who knows that building. Where is that building, Lewis? Do you know where that building is?
I
Is
think
it India?
Yes, it's definitely in India.
To have someone who knows that building to say if this was a prop, and for them to do that, well, you've got too much time in your hands. You've done a little research. I don't know what it is, But that's a little bit. It's a W2F moment. WT.
Do you know in India, right? There's actually an indigenous. I can't mind the name of the people.
Indigenous.
I think it's like the Native Indians, right? And there's this place where you can actually go, and you still to this day they get visits from the star people. You can actually look this up.
That's right.
Yeah, there's these monks that actually talk about it. They'll know let MD up at certain times of the year because the star people come to visit. And a lot of their architecture is exactly the same shape of that. Exactly. And then if you go back to the pyramids, in Egypt, they've actually got like pictures of helicopters. And then if you go to like where do you call it, South America with the Inca, you've actually got images of astronauts. And everybody's seen that kind of stuff. I think these things have been around for thousands and thousands of years.
And why do you think that? Because this is kind of annoying for me, and I'm sure a lot of people. Why do you think that those who know and those who have evidence will not give it to us straight out? Give it to us. Are they afraid? Because I know I've heard where they're afraid where people would panic, like kind of.
No.
I'm not going to say what I was going to say because it's I'm not going to say what I was going to say. Panic because we cannot take it.
I think it's different than that. I think it's totally different than that.
Well,
I think it's because they've covered it up for so long. I mean, if you think about it, look at the technology of humanity. Humanity has jumped up in, say, 100 years? I mean, if you think about it, you went from the 17th century to the 18th century, and then from the 18th century to the 19th century, but didn't really make that much progress.
Wow.
Not that much. Yeah, we made it with weapons and stuff like that because of wars. But then we got to the end of World War II, just say we got to around about 1946, and then it all started to begin. Or the computers, and look at it now, we've got super mega computers. We've got artificial intelligence. We've got the way everything's going. It's scary.
I think that the sorry, go on. Someone speak. I didn't want to interrupt.
No, you go.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say, from what I'm aware of, is that there is ETs that have infiltrated the government basically for many years. They've taken over this planet, and it's been taken over for a long time. That's what I believe. And I've always thought this, and that they're in control of everything. And obviously, the deals that they've made with these so-called aliens for good purposes, they're trying to enslave humanity. Basically, this is the long and short bit.
Oh yeah, I mean, if you go down the road, of Zachariah Sitchin.
But then there's some that are trying to get. So there's some that are trying to like help humanity, but they're basically there's too many weapons that are being implemented. That's kind of like hindering the process of them being able to fight against them, basically.
I mean, you think about it. We have the technology for clean energy. We do have the technology for clean energy. We could save this planet. We could stop burning oil. We could stop using plastic. We could stop all of that. But the government don't want to release that for the simple reason is they're making too much more money.
Absolutely.
Green energy that's not really green energy. And it's the same with the oil companies and stuff like that. You see where I'm going with this? And money is a curse. Money is a curse.
Aye. So why then, if we know that they're and we've seen them and we know them from many years ago and years before, like I had Mike Heston Rogers on my show a few times, and we've had many conversations privately and so on, and it's been very interesting. But I still have a million more questions. I have a million more questions on that subject. That if they admitted, if the American government admitted that there is aliens, then they'll say, well, what else were you lying about? Even though they've lied about a million other things as well. Then what else are you lying about that you can't trust us with? You cannot trust us with the truth, where you wouldn't know the truth if I hit you in the face. So just tell us, because we know, we've seen it.
The thing is, you've got to remember is that it is coming out now. It is coming out. There's Air Force pilots that have said, I've seen these things flying about. It's actually coming out. But the way the world is now, people are more focused on drama TV soaps, and people are drama on the internet and TikTok, for instance, and other kind of things. they don't really bother. That's the thing. But they don't want to see. This is the problem. If they had to come out and say, right, there's aliens visiting us. Oh, and they're nice aliens, and they want to come and give us all clean technology, and then they want to give us all free technology, and they want to save world hunger and stuff like that. See all these billionaires and trillionaires.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they're going to fear, is losing all their money, because they'll lose it overnight.
Absolutely.
Chris, share the
Yep,
share
no
the
problem,
screen
just
quickly. I just
one
want to show you that. That's the dollar bill with the
Yep.
contrast. The contrast.
Yep.
Oh.
There you go. That's it with the contrast changed. So
That's
kind of says a lot, doesn't it? Anyway, there's that.
No.
Yeah.
Go on. Keep going. I'm going to find some more stuff to put on.
If you think about it, right, let's see Zachariah Sitchin. Everybody knows who I'm talking about, Zachariah Sitchin. He goes on about the Anunnaki that came here thousands and thousands and thousands, let's say 100,000 years ago, right? And seeded humanity when we were apes, right? Basically, seeded humanity, made humans for the one purpose of mining gold, and the gold was used in their atmosphere, and it's meant to be Planet X and all that kind of stuff, if you believe that kind of stuff. And then they left because there was some type of civil war between the Anunnaki, between each other. They left, Inky and all that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And now they say they want to come back again. It's quite interesting if you look into this stuff, because see all the gold reserves out of the world. A lot of gold has been going disappearing. So what
It's
are
gone
they doing with it?
disappearing.
Yeah, it's like see how we use digital currencies now.
Mhm.
See a lot of
Yeah.
people don't realise this, but see the Bank of England, we don't have as much gold as we used to have, so they don't know really where it's went. And it's the same with the United States.
Yeah, something's going to be
Knox.
very interesting right now, because they did allow Doge, or they're going to allow Doge, if you know anything about Doge,
Yeah.
to go into Fort Knox and edit or audit
Yeah.
what's there. See if the gold is all still there.
Yeah.
See, I think we've been and to be honest with you, Tay, I think we have been trading with these extraterrestrials for a long time. But I think we've been giving them access to humans. Scientific things. Because you think about all the people that disappear. I mean, come on. If you've done that.
Yeah, I heard that. Like a barter kind of thing. Like, you know, we give you information to humans.
The government of LAT said, all right, we know that you're taking our people, but I tell you what, we'll let you take our people, but we want technology in return. The US government have got technology that's hundreds of more years more sophisticated. See a lot of these UFOs, you see the triangular ones. What is it? Is it the TR-3B, Lewis? Is that what it's called?
Yeah, TR-3B.
That's man-made. That's military. You can usually tell the difference between a UFO and a alien UFO. A human UFO is covered in screws and bolts, and you can see all the seams, right?
Mhm.
Whereas an alien UFO hasn't got any joints, right? And it moves like that one that you've seen. It moves and it's wispy and it can go through things. That's alien technology. You got to remember that the aliens are probably giving the governments of the world hand-me-downs.
I have a few people that I could give them so they could test on them.
Yeah.
I don't know what's wrong with them.
I mean, what's your opinion, Joy and Keith? What's your opinion on the UFOs?
Do we have enough time?
We've still got about half an hour left of the show.
As far as what do they exist? Are they?
Yeah, do they exist? Do you think they
100%? Yeah, absolutely they do.
Yeah.
And I think the reason, to Jenny's comment earlier, back 40, 50 years ago, you said you saw an alien or were abducted, you'd be put in a straitjacket.
Oh yeah.
And I think that's why a lot of people stayed silent about it when they did have experiences. They were afraid.
Yeah, it's the same as mediums and the paranormal. Oh, I can see the dead and they visit me at night. If you could say that 50 or 60 years ago, you would end up in a straitjacket.
Yep.
Yeah, electric shock therapy because you see the dead. But now people are more open to the spiritual world, like how Jenny does ghost hunting, how you guys do ghost hunting. That everybody likes to do the ghost hunting. It's okay to say that you're a medium and you can see the dead now. I do think it'll come a time when the aliens do show up in force, but I wouldn't say we're not ready for that. I just think we're more dumbed down now. I think we're more. This is what I think. Mobile phone. Everybody's like that all the time.
Yeah.
So an alien fleet could show up and they'd look up and go,
Oh.
oh look,
I gotta
it's,
go.
here.
I'll be back.
Oh, catch you later, man. But
As-
when you go, but that's the thing nowadays. The younger generation nowadays, and no offense to the younger generation out there, some of you that are more concerned about the TV, showbiz, fashion, latest iPhone.
Jimi Hendrix died when I was 4. Iron Full Fire Horse. Sorry, I just see this comment. Jimi Hendrix is not dead. Jimi Hendrix is Morgan Freeman.
That's actually an interesting.
That is a fact. That is a fact, and I can prove you that it's him because I can prove it 100%. It's definitely him. He changed his voice, and he actually didn't do much. He didn't.
No,
do
and
much
let me look at Jimi Hendrix. No, I
Let
do.
me can I show you? I'll show you quickly.
Have you got 2 pictures side by side?
Oh yes, of course I have.
I
Most certainly. There you go. Have a look.
I'll bring it up for you,
Okay.
Bruce.
There you go.
Okay.
Yo.
Jimmy and Morgan. Huh?
So
I've heard this.
Morgan Freeman was he obviously had his voice changed. He had voice coaching to change his voice, but he played the actor in The Shawshank Redemption, and his name was Red. Obviously, red is the first color guitar that Jimi Hendrix had. Also, he had a harmonica, and that was one of Jimi Hendrix's first instruments that he played. Also, his first live appearance was in 1965, I think it was, when he was first signed. And on his shirt, it's even got the number of the date when he was first signed to his record label on his shirt in the film Shawshank Redemption. Also, another thing, he was with Brooks, where Brooks hung himself and writ on the piece of wood. Brooks was here.
Yeah.
Right now, Brooks and Morgan played the first live event together, and they were good friends. So there's a lot of ties, and obviously being Morgan Freeman, the reason why he's called Morgan Freeman is because he became a free man, and the film ties to him becoming a free man, as in he knows how to disconnect himself from the system. And Andy Dufresne was the person who knew how to create a straw man of himself to basically disconnect him from the financial system and become a free person. And that's the ties between him and Jimi Hendrix. So basically, his death was faked, but he got out of the system, and then he got to start again.
That's very interesting.
That is.
And this is his eyes. This is his eyes put side by side, so you can see his teeth and everything. They're exactly the same. It's the same person. It is the same person.
Even the bridge nose, the depth, the bridge of his nose.
Yeah, it's all the same.
I've never heard that.
It's all the
That's
same.
crazy.
It really is him, and it's hard to take. People hate when I say that, but I know for a fact it is him.
I've
Another
heard
one
this before, yeah.
There's another one there's quite a few actually.
There is a few. I mean, they say
Tupac Shakur didn't die.
And they say also about Michael Jackson. They say he's
he's definitely alive. 100%. When he got up in the helicopter, he sat up in the helicopter. That was a giveaway. And then he walked out of the.
If you have any evidence of that, show me. I have him tattooed on my leg, and I went to see him twice in Dublin. I am an avid fan of Michael Jackson, and I didn't go to work for like a week because I couldn't go to work. I went to the doctor. I swear to God, I went to the doctor, and she gave me medication because I was so upset that he passed away. I'm an avid fan, and I have him tattooed on the side of my leg. And like I said, I went to see him twice in concert, and I went to see him for the first concert ever in my life was in Dublin, 27th of July, 1992. My sister had to slap me across the face to stop me. We're like, that's not really him. That's not really him, because he jumped up from the floor, the day before. And so if he's alive, Michael
also is alive. Chris doesn't really agree with me on this one.
I'm on the fence, right? I'm on the fence about this, right? But I'm going to say I think there's some secret cloning facility somewhere out there.
Yeah.
That guy you're going to mention, I think he's a clone. I think
Share my screen. Share my screen.
That guy is a
Oh,
clone.
Lordy.
No, I
I'm
don't
gonna say
think
that.
I don't think he's a clone, but
If he's not a clone, there's something
I really
very
think it's
strange
him.
going on in this world.
where
Wait
is
till you see this. Where did
hang
Keith go? Keith has disappeared.
Yeah, Keith
Oh.
had to leave. He had a dinner appointment.
All right, right. Say
Yeah.
goodbye.
But I'm going to give you my Michael Jackson impression.
Oh,
Right.
come on.
Yeehaw.
Okay.
Hey.
Oh, motherfucker. Go on.
Right, here we go. Share my screen. I'm going to show you
I'm
this.
going to say the new. There is something odd about this guy. Right, here we go. I'll bring this up for you, Lewis.
Are you
There is
ready?
something-
Yeah, I know,
let's go.
I know it's definitely him. You say it's not. This is
I,
definitely
I'm on the fence.
this is definitely
but-
Robin
right,
Williams. This is Robin Williams, 100%. I believe it.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Who is he now?
It's that guy out of Florida.
He's on
He's
TikTok.
called Uncle.
Oh.
What's his name, Uncle? What is it? What's his name?
Uncle Pup.
Uncle Pappy. That's Uncle
Uncle
Pappy
Pappy.
on TikTok. I watch him all the time. And he does an impersonation of him, right? And he sounds dead like it. He's
Really?
his double. Yeah.
He'd be
Yeah.
the one that his death between him and Michael Jackson would
Yeah,
be what affected me most with,
I'll tell you what I'll
especially.
do. Wait,
You can see. I can see that a mile away. That's him. He's even got this. He's even got the same. He's got the same thing on his face, and he grows his beard out and stuff. And his ears are actually identical. Also, there's a slight difference in his ear, but I think it's where he's either had it filled or he's done you know when you pinch your ear, but it's so it could be a doppelganger. But it's
I'm
just
going to
the
say
age of him. It's the age that gives it away. His age and the way his face looks identical when it goes. It's just
I was about to say that would it be a doppelganger that
Yeah, I've seen a few of them, but
Yeah.
that's the way he puts on an accent every time he does a video. He
What's his
always
name
puts a fake accent on.
on TikTok.
What's that said again?
Sorry, what's his name on TikTok?
Uncle Pup.
Pappy.
But the thing is, he uses face. He uses face. He uses like do you know the mask?
And
They
stuff.
put like a mask on, so like it makes your face look different. It gives him smoother skin, and then you can't see, and it makes it sort of he does that every time. I managed to get that image of him. Was
Right,
one of
Jenny.
his first videos before he worked out how to use TikTok properly and change the whole thing.
Right, Jenny, I've sent you something. Watch that. Mute your mic and watch that quickly. It's only 2 minutes long. And you'll see what I'm
Mrs.
saying.
Doubtfire is still alive, huh?
Oh, and Mrs. Doubtfire.
They all had to get out with this. If he was famous and everyone was pissing you off and they would not leave you alone, and you just wanted to escape, what better way to do it than to fake your own death? Then everyone thinks you're dead. You still live a legendary life. You've got loads of money, and you can just carry on. People might see you, but then you just do a few things. I don't know, maybe do a bit of cosmetics or whatever to make yourself look slightly different, and live your life. Like fame ruins people. It ruins a lot of people, and they don't like being constantly bugged by people. I can understand it, Well, obviously not because I'm famous, but I'm saying I could understand if everyone was like, "Oh, can I have your autograph? Oh, can I take a photo?" Oh God, it would drive me
It makes you
nuts.
wonder if he signed some type of deal. I mean, what got me is that necklace they had on. What was that? Was that the Illuminati again? Was that the Illuminati necklace that he had on?
Oh yeah, he had the necklace, and the necklace was the one thing that gave it away because it was his actual necklace. Then that can be cross-referenced to actually his photos. If you find a photo of him wearing exactly the same necklace. Because my friend said that same necklace he's had on as it's like a Illuminati kind of thing, but he had the same necklace on, and that's what gave it away. And then he took it off, and then his videos disappeared that he had it on with.
Here's Jenny back from watching. I think she's still. I don't know if she's still watching it or not.
I want to try and find another photo of this moon.
I'm going to say the new. There is something going on in this world. There is something going on. I mean, you think the way AI is taking over, it's getting. I mean, that would make a good show. What is consciousness in a way? Because once you give birth to something like this, once you give birth to like an intelligence, a computer intelligence, has it always existed? Is it just became into light? Do you get me?
Yeah. Every game I play is about AI being sentient and stuff. And I'm like, oh.
Okay, I've just watched it.
Right.
Honest opinion.
On you go.
I don't think it's him.
See,
What, from-
I think it's a later clone or something.
I don't
you mean the further you go along the videos, the newer videos of him?
with the one that the video that Chris had sent me on Facebook Messenger.
Uncle Papa?
Video.
Uncle Papa.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, if you get them and zoom into the actual video, and you look at his face, you can see it's all like being. It's got like a face. It's got one of those
filters.
Filters on.
He's trying too hard not to be him. If it is really him, he's trying too hard not to be him. That makes me think no.
But if you watch at the start, the first videos he's done to the latest videos,
check his channel with Jenny.
He's actual the very first video. Look at the first video. He doesn't use the filter, and that's what gives it away in that image that I took.
Aye, I will say that the very first video, he's actually got like a weird marks in his arms because he's always got his top off because he does a lot of swimming in his pond in Florida. He does have the same marks as Robbie Williams, but then if you notice with the newer videos, it's as if it's like disappeared. It's as if it's like photoshopped out.
I'm telling you, it's him, man. It might look. I don't.
It's the same with that Bob Joyce, though, isn't it? It's the same with Bob Joyce too. You ken who I'm talking about, Bob Joyce, the guy that everybody thinks that is Elvis, that pastor. Yeah, that pastor, Bob Joyce.
Yeah, Bob Joyce. Yeah.
He's an interesting fact. Did you know that Elvis actually had a brother that died at birth?
No way.
Yeah, and it makes me wonder if that pastor Bob Joyce is actually his brother.
Might well be.
And the reason I say that is because see Elvis's daughter is extremely friends with Pastor Bob Joyce.
Yes.
But she passed away here.
Passed away. She did. Marie Presley. Yeah, she passed away. Yeah.
Jen, I was going to say.
Yes.
What we were speaking about whilst she was watching the video was the fact that he had a necklace on in one of his videos, and it was the exact necklace of
was it
Robin Williams? It was his exact necklace. It was the same one, and someone cross-referenced it, and that's what made his video become apparent.
I'm going to go down the rabbit hole. And I'm going to mail him saying, "How bleeping dare! How this is what I normally do."
She muted the words.
She's wit. She's wit.
I do that when I have things to say that I shouldn't say. It was like, "How dare you do that? Don't do it." The movie that I watched, and I've watched all his movies, and I absolutely adore him. And the movie that I watched, that I literally almost had to be carried out on a stretcher.
This is very fair.
What dreams may come. How bloody dare you make a movie like that? How dare you make a movie like that? I couldn't breathe. And someone said to me, "Jenny, we must go see it again." 30 years later. I'm just probably saying 30. Probably is it probably 30 years later. That sounds really bad. Then I got the bravery to watch it again. And it's a bloody hard movie to watch. I just couldn't. I get through half of it, and that was me done with it. First time, no, could not. No, it was too hard. And I was young watching it, but I was full of emotions that I shouldn't have had. Do you know what I'm saying? I shouldn't have had whatever age I was.
It is a sad movie because in the end, the angel guy that comes to guide him is his son. I didn't get that until the very end when he changed. And it's the same as the lassie that was the guide for him too. That was his daughter. Because the two of them were killed in a car crash. I don't know if anybody's ever watched it.
Yeah, and then his wife had passed away as well.
He had to go to hell.
Purgatory.
To save her.
Purgatory.
To get her. And what was interesting was the old doctor guy that he worked with he guided them. He taken them there.
That was that guy he's in the movie with Jerry. Oh, I don't know what his name is.
I need to go and watch that movie now.
I know his name, though. I know his name, but I don't. It'll come to me.
He's played a lot of actors. You ever seen that film?
He did Iron Fire,
he plays that guy that plays the guide. He plays the devil in a movie, and he owns an antique shop. You get the one I'm talking about? And he owns an antique shop, and he gives gifts away, and it turns people against him. And he's actually the devil, and he turns people against him. What's his name again? With the new cast of When Dreams May Come, right? With the
I'm checking it up because it's going to annoy me. he was in a movie with Tom Cruise. No, is it Tom Cruise? And he was an American football player, and he goes, "Show me the money."
The one that Cuba Gooding Jr.
That's the one. That's the one. We can stop looking it up. That's him. Yeah, he was the angel. He was the guardian angel in that movie, What Dreams May Come. So, yeah, that's the one. I know. Drives me crazy when I can see a face, but I can't remember the name.
That's
Guys,
that
I gotta
guy.
hop off myself right now. So,
Oh,
but
Happy Joe, take
thanks
care, bud.
for allowing me
Papa Joe.
to spend some time with y'all. This is great.
Right.
Sorry we didn't let you speak, Papa Joe. Oh, he did, but he spoke a bit. Sorry.
I'm here
we'll
for
just
the
be
company.
I'll talk to you anyway, my friend, and thank you. For
All
coming
right.
tonight.
Well, thank you. Y'all have a great night.
Catch
You too.
Catch you
Catch
again
you later,
soon,
bud.
man.
It's
Bye.
there was that him there, Max Vaughn. You can have Shadow. That's old him.
Who
There.
is he?
You ever seen the film where he plays the? He was in when Dreams May Come. He was the librarian in heaven that told him how to get to purgatory and save his wife.
Ah, okay.
Right.
Okay.
And he is actually plays the devil, and I can't remember the movie. It's like a little shop or something. I can't remember. And he plays the devil in a movie, and he's really, really, really good. But it's been a really good night, guys. I mean, it's been absolutely fantastic tonight. I'd like to say thank you to Lewis for coming on, but I'll talk to you behind the scenes. Also, Jenny too. I'll talk to you behind the scenes. Everybody in the chat. I'll be live tomorrow doing my readings. Also, check out Emerald Isle's Paranormal Researchers. There you go. I pronounced it correctly this time. Sometimes I just make butcher that. Also, check out Lewis's TikTok, which is below this video. Give him a follow. Follow him and see all his amazing videos, and we'll get him back again to discuss the strange and the unknown. I will see you all. Would Jenny just like to say anything before we go?
Good night.
My God! It's Jenny! She's only saying good night. What do you say here at 3 o'clock?
It's not like you. Never like
I can't feel my legs. I'm stabbing them and everything. They keep them.
Brilliant.
No.
Lewis, would you like to say anything, man?
No, great. Thank you for having me on.
Thanks for watching, guys. Everyone for watching and liking and stuff. Appreciate you.
Check him out, guys. Follow Lewis on TikTok. Goodbye,
Yeah,
everyone.
you'll see some good stuff on.
See you in the spaceship tonight when it comes to abduct us all. And if Lewis is driving, be safe.
Good night.
In the darkness of the night, we send our dreams to the stars, leaving Earth behind, searching for life. Wonder if there are aliens in their cars, floating through this cosmic sea. Are we alone or just a mystery? Searching the cosmos, seeking the truth. All of our voices echo to the moon. Alien life, tales of the youth. Together we'll dance to the celestial tune. Galaxies swirl in an endless dance. Messages whispered, caught in the winds. The universe spurs our wild romance. In this quest, a new chapter begins. Eyes are watching from afar. Will we find them, or are they just a scar? Searching the cosmos, seeking the truth. All of our
I had to do it. We've not ended the live yet, but I'm just about to.
I knew I seen you playing.